This video will show you how to do a valve adjustment on your Champion 2000 watt inverter. Make sure the engine is completely cool before working on your unit. Turn the engine switch to the off position and remove the access panel to disconnect the spark plug cap before beginning. Step 1. Locate the valve cover, which is a silver embossed box beneath the spark plug. Disconnect the breather tube and remove the 4 bolts on the corners of the valve cover using a 10mm socket. Then remove the valve cover and gasket. Step 2. The intake valve will be the closest to the carburetor, and the exhaust valve will be the furthest from the carburetor. Slowly pull the recoil to compress the valve spring until the intake rocker arm is fully down. We will adjust the exhaust valve first. The exhaust valve will have a bit of play, but the intake valve should be firm in place. Step 3. On your valve there is an adjustment pin and a lock nut. Use an 8mm wrench to loosen the lock nut, then loosen the pin by hand. With a feeler gauge, tighten the pin to make sure the clearance is 0.004 inches. You should feel some tension on the feeler gauge, not too tight, not too loose. Once you have the clearance set correctly, hold the adjustment pin in place with a pair of pliers and tighten the lock nut. Once the lock nut is tight, check to make sure the clearance is correct before moving on to the intake valve. Step 4. Slowly pull the recoil so the exhaust rocker arm is fully down and the intake is free to adjust. The intake valve clearance is also 0.004 inches. Loosen the lock nut and pin, check the gap with a feeler gauge, then hold the pin in place and secure the lock nut. And after tightening, confirm that the clearance is correct. Step 5. Replace the valve cover and gasket and tighten the 4 bolts. Then replace the breather tube and lastly, replace the spark plug cap. Your valve adjustment is complete. Always follow the safety guidelines in your operator's manual, and for more help guides, visit the Champion Help Center at help.championpowerequipment.com.